good day, I beg your pardon, 13th of June. And for the people that weren't aware, it is World Gin Day. And somebody and I decided today to come through and spend a little time at the distillery. To be more specific,
To sneak out of the house, really.
333 Gin Distillery. And the mastermind, master distiller behind this amazing distillery is
Rob that photo.
right. Privileged to get him out of his schedule. And Rob's going to talk us through one or two of his gins. I mean, he's got an amazing portfolio. He's got an amazing reputation, not only as a distiller, but as an amazing winemaker. And somebody's going to talk a little bit more about Rolf's products, and Rolf's going to talk about his products, and I'm going to get the glasses and taste some gin.
Georgia's finally giving away his height. I've known Rolf for a very long time. An amazing man, such a mensch, and not only a good winemaker, he comes from a family of winemaking, distilling, and we're standing here in his distillery in Somerset West, and I really want to go there and hug him and tell him how much I love his gin and what he does, but we're respecting the distance here a little bit.
There we go.
And we just had this wonderful conversation about gin. So talk us through
Here we
this.
go. Babes, here we go. There's a gin right there. And per signore, the son of your waiting. Right, over to you, Mr. Master Distiller.
Well, first, most of all, welcome actually to you guys. And
Thank you.
Great to have you all actually now here on the screen and watching us doing our wonderful thing. Welcome in our distillery, 333. And we're talking about the basics of gin tonight, but I think the very important basic of gin. And with all flavors and all colors and everything that came around gin, I think it's sometimes good to know actually what is gin made of. And I think the most important part is actually what are the three basics. First, the alcohol.
Potent
Secondary,
water.
water, but the water. Very important. And last but not least, the
This
vegetarian.
lovely little number in the glass. Yes, summary too, but the number in the glass is the one we're talking about today. And it's none other but
Juniper berries.
it's not
Juniper
really,
berries.
it's not really a berry.
It's not really berry, it's
Well,
actually a cone, a seed cone, which includes then at the end of the day the next generation of juniper. And if I may, and when you look at principle actually of the juniper as such, and you break it, you will see at the end of the day it looks fairly woody inside. So this proves it's a seed cone, but the seed cone has magic flavors. Now this is the most important part. This is alcohol, we macerate it, we distill it, and then in the distilling process marry the flavors to stay in your terms. Marry the flavors from the juniper berry / cone to the alcohol. But most important of that is that the process then is not done. Then comes the water into play. Now, and if you taste waters, and I think you all will agree, and I think you can say a little bit more about it, water is not water.
No, anything but that, absolutely. We were talking, I mean, we got here and we spoke for an hour with Rolf without even sampling a gin. That's how much we had to say to each other. And yeah, water, I mean, there's water sommeliers out there. So like Rolf said, a water is not just a water, it's not just water. The same is what a gin is not just a gin, it's not just a gin.
That's this wonderful saying, water is life. And at the end of the day, water is what we should drink most. Not that we all do that, but okay. At the end of the day, water is very important for us. But water has a life, and water with a life has flavor. So it is not that you can pick up the flavors like a lemon or orange or juniper, anything like that. But it is much more vital than just the water.
I'm pretty amazed what Rob taught me that I never knew. I mean, I've been drinking gin my whole adult life, but if you crush the berry, that amazing smell you get when you put your nose in a glass of gin, that's exactly what you want to get, right? It's you smell gin on your hands.
I need to show this before we taste this. I really need to do this. I really need to do this. So what we taste, what Rolf's going to take us through is that little number, the Jupiter Gin 333, And then we got, I don't know my glasses, botanical.
It's the African botanical.
African botanical.
Which is based on rooibos and buku.
There we go. And last but not least
This
is
citrus.
the citrus, 333. Right, Rolf, take us through.
Now I think most important is actually, I'm going back to number one. This is actually the just juniper. Whoa. The magic of the juniper berry. To bring that into the glass. Like we symbolically have it here. This is actually what we as a distiller strive. And gin should taste of juniper. I think this is the most important part. This is basic number one. So this is what we tried here. I think we are not so far away.
On the contrary, absolutely.
We definitely have actually there the juniper as such. Now why would you do something like that? Because a lot of people have a very clear own idea of how they enjoy gin. And most of these people actually are not drinking tonic and gin, they're drinking gin and tonic.
Correct.
So first and most of all, they have a very specific idea about the gin they want to taste. Now, there are a lot of flavor gins, but there's only one gin which brings you the base as such. This is juniper berry. That's our product. Now you can add any other ingredient to give it a little bit of an edge.
Gotcha.
If you take the mint, if you take the raspberry, if you take an orange or lemon, anything like that, you make it really like a seasonal drink. And that's very nice. If you talk to barmen, if you talk to the guys and the mixologists, they love it because again, we give them a foundation, we give them the base to make their cocktails. And this is where the just juniper found his home. And it's still today unchallenged. It's the only one in South Africa.
Well,
The only one. It's the only one in South Africa.
it is the only one in South Africa, a lot of emphasis on that. But would it be correct in saying that this is the purest form of gin?
It is back to the basics. It's the root of gin, yes. You don't need more if you get the ratio, right of the ingredients. And I think selecting ingredients
It's
is
important.
This is very important, and maybe that's where the winemaker comes in a little bit, talking about terroir, talking about how actually a fruit grows, when it's ripe, but when it's on the peak, and how do you treat it from there onwards.
Right.
In the process, in hygiene, in timing, it's all things that actually from the winemaking, in a way, can be reflected also to distilling. This magic behind here is rounding off what has been before created. But if you have not created it the right way with ingredients as such, it will not work. So,
Fair.
there we go.
Back to basics.
Back to basics.
Well, where are you going, Sam?
Give me 1 second.
Sam?
I'm coming.
Sam?
I'm bringing it closer.
Okay, well, that being said, somebody gone out of the equation, so I'm not married to wine anymore, I'm married to Rolf. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity, thank you very much for the privilege, and most importantly, thank you very much for your time. It's a pleasure knowing you as a distiller, it's a pleasure knowing you as an amazing person, and most important, it's a pleasure knowing you as a friend.
Thank you likewise.
Thank you very much.
This is 100%.
Thank you.
Show us what's going on behind in the copper stall.
Bella!
No, what's going on there?
Now, what is going on? In very simple terms, we have at the moment here the distilling process. So here we have the base.
Cool
This
is
is
that?
actually what we put into the big pot. Okay. On top here we're heating up. So that's why you see it boiling. Now the alcohol evaporates, goes up in the onion head. Are you following?
Yes, I am.
Here we go. From the onion head, we're going into the ghost pipe. From the ghost pipe, we're going into the column. Now here in the column, we have the different
Oh.
chambers. You see the alcohol dancing?
Oh, yes.
You see him?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. So 3 plates are active. This is where we at the moment do actually the fine, the polishing, if you want to call it like that.
Yes.
On top of that, we have a little bit of a naughty one. There's a little water tank, so when the alcohol thinks he has done it and he can go over to the condensator, we say bye-bye, come back actually to basics, we want to redistill you again. So, no, it's not triple distilled because we don't count how many times we distill, but it's definitely more than 3 times distilled in one process. And then when the alcohol makes it up to the top, there's a small little piece of ghost pipe going through where it goes into the condensator. And now comes the nicest part for you. You see this little thing here?
Yes?
Taste that. Welcome. It's a lovely winter day and you're tasting alcohol with over 75 volume%.
Wow. Okay.
But it tastes
That's
lekker good.
very, very, very lekker good.
Here we go.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, go out and enjoy an amazing gin day. Go buy the finest gin and enjoy every glass of it.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Happy Chin Day.
Happy gin day.
Happy Gin Day.